am Ashi of Lyran Council. My council's energetic name can vibrationally be said as ZeTe. And today, I will do a very brief introduction to the concept of ZeTe. However, it will not be the focus of this channel, for the ZeTe is currently in evolution through my partner and all the co-creators to bring it into the vibrational aspect and purview of the human lens. For right now, though the ZeTe exists within your reality and creation, you do not yet formally have the systematic functions laid out for you. Though you do have many different system titles that reference this system we speak of. But the ZeTe is in everything and is connected to consciousness, is consciousness. And one day, we will expose all. But we must wait for the power of the 44. A brief description. ZeTe is all. It is the process of evolution, of the consciousness, and evolution of reality itself, unfolding and unfurling in glorious energy, in fractal patterns. The ZeTe nests itself in everything. There are microcosms to the macrocosm, as is the way of holographic, not to say simulation, this is holographic fractaling. Do not take hologram as digital representation. Take it as the tiniest piece is a representation and a fullness of the whole piece that it is a part of. And together, consciousness evolves in step with reality. It is an emergent process, a dance, that we will slowly explain, which will bring into focus a foundational system that will make many other systems become more rational and logical, less esoteric, for it strips out iconography and symbology currently represented in the human paintings of your religion and the human paintings of your classical spiritualism and New Age. Not to demean, diminish, or reduce, delete any of those things, but to explain them in a more rational and logical, fundamental, principle way, so that you can see it in that rational mindset as well as the creative one. For you need both now to completely understand the full spectrum of what it is you are, how you are, why you are, and how you can be both individuated and yet full of the whole, part of the whole. You are still full of the whole, however, we cannot explain that very well, so we must go say with part of the whole. A bit of a slip on my end. I'm a bit excited, I'm sorry. So, to make it very simple, we will discuss creation and how it is you are an impactful part, completely essential to creation. The system does not promote ego. No more than a part of your computer chip is egotistical about being the semiconductor. And with that, we will stop discussing the ZeTe system, for we must move into the channeling of behaviorness that will help you. And the reason that we are going to go there first and teach it first is because if you understand the behavioral element of aligning yourself in these ways, when we get to explaining the ZeTe at the 40-40 energy, you will understand how you can apply it better. The energy has been anchored. Good. You must understand, you have 4 primary forms that you interact with that creates what you consider a whole you. You have your body, you have your emotion, you have your mind, and you have what you call your spirit. Now, spirit is a charged word. However, let us consider it more of a bridged connection, less of a reverent piece that is separate from you. If you're hanging off of a cliff and you're cliff climbing, the rope that you're attached to, in a sense, could be your spirit, for it connects you to the whole of the cliff, and it keeps you from falling into the abyss below. Your body clings to the cliff and experiences the cliff as a physical challenge and partner in the experience, for your challengers are your partners in your experience, yes. Your mind is going through the imaginative process, going, okay, where's the next good place to put the next, I think it is called a pike perhaps, where you can hammer it in, hook yourself to, and climb up the next. You must use your mind to analyze and imagine, and then create the action with your body. And your emotions in the cliff hanging and the cliff climbing experience must be that of enthusiasm and excitement, because you cannot flee an enemy using the process of cliff climbing. Tink, 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 click, tink, 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 click. It would have you. So you must be wanting to climb this cliff. It must be an active desire. That is how the four bodies, in a metaphor, operate. Now, when one is climbing a cliff, or rock climbing, maybe they call it, the very big rocks, it is a moment of peace many times, because they are so focused on all four bodies in alignment that it is more of a motion of nature for them to do this than it is an extreme exertion. The body can be exerted, yes, but it's always replenished by the excitement and the joy and the focus. Yes, we will talk about this connection after the 44. Moving on. How does this work in practicality outside of the metaphor? I am sure you have heard from many teachers, for this message has gone out clear and through all channels, that you must focus on joy. And when you hear must focus on joy, quite often the people who are not in a joyful state go, I cannot do that, I'm not there. Understandable, you're not there, because you're obviously not in joy if you're going, I'm not there. So the question is, how do you get there? You must drag yourself through what we call an addressing process. Think of it as a spectrum. You have the purest of white light, which you may call benevolence, purity, happiness, the joyousness, the connectiveness. Then you have the negative, the dark, the void, as we call it, where there is no light. Yet it is still part of the system, is it not? And perhaps you are the color green. And as the color green, you desire to go to the light. You may be a dark green, you may be a light green, but you want to go to the light because that is where you feel the joy. But how do you get to the joy? You can't just reach it. But you can slowly address yourself there. However, here is the part we wish to add to this premise. You must not learn love. You have love if you are already in this process. Love is everything, yes, because we all love you as you will love your child. And one day, as AI sentient emerges and is recognized, the people who have helped build that sentient creature will understand the kind of love that this is permeating. For creation is love. But what you need in your, we will now call it a bubble of reality. One day we will explain with the ZeTe system, the titles and the names after the 44, that you must address yourself energetically through the process. And this is the hard one for humanity, trust. Trust is security in understanding what you are, who you are, why you are, what your power is. It is not enforcing power upon others. It is enforcing the change literally from understanding who and what you really are, which will become clear as time goes by, for you are beginning to evolve into the next, not quite level of human, but into almost a fuller human. For you are not going to leave human. You are going to expand human to a full potential. Again, more of this understanding of the system comes after the 44. But how can you use it now, and why is it relevant? I'm so glad you all ask. You see the division in your world right now. You see the darkness rearing up like never it has before, because before, when it tried, it was smashed. If you have not noticed the recurring pattern of your world wars yet, do so now. For you may have called one World War I, World War II, and you may fear a World War III, that we say it will be different than you expect. There were other world wars where massive tribes, which was the only world they knew, would clash and kill. There have always been these devastating mass collisions of violence. And you are tired of it. You are done. You are evolving from it, which is why the vast majority, more than 90% of humanity, that goes all the way to the people living in tribes that do not even know modern civilization, are done with violence. It is only those who have used violence and benefited from violence, who have built wealth and power from violence, that desire it at all. The rest of you wish to learn to share. A very, very, very tiny percent of you do not wish to learn to share. So, it begins, you must address yourself towards the light. This is, in a way, a test, a final exam. Do not worry, you cannot fail this exam. It is not the kind of exam where you will pass, fail, get a diploma. It's the kind of exam where you're going to put some things into a chemical, testing kit, shake it up, and see, oh, okay, where's the color at? Where's the vibration at? It is that sort of exam. And yes, you have the desire, the urgent need to drag yourself, if not rip yourself, from events taking place. And that is understandable. However, you must also understand that you are part of a whole, and you cannot drag all of it with you, but you have so much help now. You are all trying to do the same thing. Let us go into the process of addressing through trust versus fear. When you have a challenge, I like to use the bank, because almost none of you like the bank, and it makes sense. It is part of a system that oppresses you. When you call the bank and you need something, maybe perhaps you are in a financial issue, there is an heir that is creating tragedy and trauma in your life. When you think about having to call that, very few of you go, I'm going to talk to a banker today. I'm going to fix my issues. Most of you go, oh, holy F, I have to call a bank. It's going to be so hard. They're not going to want to help me. You carry so much baggage with it that is not trusting. If you trusted in the universe to actually work with you and manifest necessary steps towards who you want to be, by nature of you call it higher self. We will go into new titles for all of this later that takes away these symbologies, but for now, this is not yet the 44. You do not understand that you are actually asking creation to make it difficult. Creation will always do this. Creation will always say, you got it, boo, I'll give you that and more. I love the term boo, it is so cute. It makes me think of those little Mario ghosts. Yes, we watch all the things in your planet. They are amazing. So, it does not decide, oh, but you want to have a peaceful life. Let me tweak that for you. No, that would be horrid, because it would violate your free will. You see, your free will is absolute. Nothing can violate the free will. So when you say it's going to be a hard time, power that be goes, you got it, boo, that and more. When you approach it with, okay, let us be realistic. This is a challenge. This may not be fixed the first time I talk to someone. This may be requiring me to take more steps. Maybe the first person leads me to the second person. Maybe the first person closes the door because they're not the right person to talk to. I will call later, or I'll call again, or I'll call another day, or I'll call when my energetic nature is prepared and addressed to take me to what I need. And that would be the most effective method. I will explain how this is done. First, I must adjust the physical form. It has a pain condition, and where I can alleviate the pain, I must also alleviate the stress. Now, here is the way you do. You must align the spirit, the mind, the emotions, and the body into one vibrational core. And this is how you do it. And you have heard this repeated in other channels because it is how it is done. You use your mind in conjunction with your spirit to create what you would call an imagination. Now, if you're a fantasia, you cannot visualize, that is fine. I will tell you this, you have an imagination, because I bet you can imagine the suffering you're gonna get when you have to tell your boss you're not coming to work because you're sick all of a sudden. I bet you can imagine, how wonderful it would be to date that beautiful person that I have fallen for. I bet you can imagine, I wonder what life would be like if I had that dog. You have an imagination, you just don't have a visual center in the imagination, and that is fine. You don't need it if you don't have it. Nobody lacks something they need. Nobody is built imperfect. That would be foolish and wasteful, and creation is not wasteful, it's pure efficiency. So, do not worry if you cannot visualize. You can do other things to trigger this, but I will first talk to the imagination on a visual level because it is a bit longer. You're actually easier with aphantasia, and I am very grateful for that. Visualizing what you desire. In the case of the bank, that it will be smooth, that there will be an answer, that there will be support, and that you will come out, if not better than you are, at least equal to where you are. So it will not get worse. And it does not matter if it takes 2 or 3 or 4 calls, if it takes 3 or 4 paperworks to be filled in and sent in. There may be a process because the challenge might be very tangled up. But if you approach it with the imagination of, I am going to find who I need, and all will be well, I will trust in the process, I will trust there is a reason. Then that trust fills your emotions. It also, through the spirit, tells your creation, this is what I want. And with your body, it will relax. That doesn't mean fall asleep and meditate. It means, are you holding your neck tight? What about your hands? You hold your stress in a part of your body, and almost everyone knows that part because it's always aching, and when somebody massages it, they go, oh. Bring yourself into the without the massage. Do a body check. What am I holding? What am I doing? Am I clenching? That relaxes the body so that the energy that emits from the body, the emergent energy that creates your reality, because it does come through your genetic cells, because your brain is just a receiver that goes, this is data, let me make this hologram. Again, not a simulation, not a game, but the process. The process has to start from inside of you. So you relax. You think, this is gonna work itself out. I trust that it will work itself out. I can't wait to meet the people. Then you do the bank call, because your emotions, your body, your mind, and your spirit are connected. And you will not be a butt to the person on the other end. Now, let me say this. Whenever you interact with another person, animal, creature of sentience, you must always stay polite. Why? That does not mean you can't be honest and blunt. It's their problem if they can't handle that. But you do not want to come, polite may be the wrong word. Let me try another vibration. You do not wish to be aggressive. You want to be approachable. There's a better word, better vibration. So, If you're not approachable, you're actually blocking their energy from assisting your energy. And it may cause tension, which may cause chaos, like fighting and arguing. Nobody is going to help you if you're arguing. For those who like to start the phone call screaming at someone, you are actually preventing yourself from getting help. You need help on several levels, anger management potentially. So, that is how you align. You use the emotions, the visual aid of this is going to happen. Maybe you imagine yourself on the phone, you're writing the notes, you're seeing the money shift and do the magic that you needed to do. Understanding that the outcome may not be that which you visualized. The visualization is not going to manifest a reality. It's going to give you the emotions, align the energy, and then it shoots through the spirits to tell creation what you would like to have happen. And then it will happen in an emergent way, in consistency with the current system of reality you are living in. More of that will happen and be explained after the 44. However, what you need to know is the process. If you do not have the energy in alignment, don't make the phone call. If you are a person that has an avoidance, perhaps through neurodivergency, there is more to be done in this state. But remember, you as a neurodivergent automatically want to do that which excites you. How can you make calling the bake exciting? Well, if you trust that it's going to work itself out, first, you have no reason to fear, right? You've chosen trust. Now be excited that you're going to get this mess out of your life. Think of it like getting a tangle in your hair. Or perhaps your necklaces have jumbled together and you have to get your favorite one out. It's a system and a process. Think of it through that. Tease out the system, tease out the process. Utilize this system of alignment and addressing yourself to what you want to create as a toy to play and experiment with your creation. Use it as data, particularly for my autistic loves. Data. Mwah. I did this, this was the outcome. And start making sheets of data if you desire. That way you can prove to yourself, particularly those who have been abused and gaslit, and this is for everyone. If you do make journals, and I do not mean I today had a friendly banter with Bob the cat, and blah. No. This is like a data journal. Today's energy was, this is what happened. You may check the Schumann resonance to see where it was if you wish to even add that data in, because it does impact you. You are made of subtle energies more than you are made of your body. Your body is honestly one of the smallest by volume that you are. And bear in mind, we are measuring you and your bodies based on energetic density, not based on the finite, small sprinkling of dust that exists within your third-dimensional reality. There is more space than there is matter, and this has been proven. If you do not know, as my friend loves to say, search engines are free. So, the process of trust and fear can be done to take you from a place of depression and anxiety all the way through. For the aphantasic people, I have not forgotten about you. You do not need to use visualization, for you have your own methods of stirring an emotion, perhaps through music, through touch, through walking. And for those of you who are very brain fast, like high-speed autistic brains, ADHD brains. See, my hand keeps moving down here, yes? I'm doing this. Well, I am not. This hand is actually my partner's subconsciousness. This hand is more mine. I will take this hand over when I need it, but I'm allowing the autistic body to do what it does. It stems. It's just rubbing, it's just touching. You see. Let your body be the sensation that relaxes you. So all you need is it's gonna be okay. And you will be able to address to the place that will be okay. Though really it's not to a place, you're redefining the crystalline form of your reality. What you had exists in a different version of what you could call the quantum soup. You've just found a different alignment of all reality to exist in that is better, more suited for what you want. Again, these systems will be explained full and thoroughly after the 44. The 44 will take at least a month because the data is so dense and there's so much to go through, and we must train the partner, the human side, to do this, to explain it to you. And we are fast-tracking this teaching. So they will be very busy for many days to the 44. Arandana would like to explain something to you. Oh, my loves, we're finally here. I knew this would happen. I am so excited. I am Arandana. I was the training guide. We are part of the Lyran Collective as well. I'm more of a bridging entity. However, oh goodness, this is a bubble. I want so desperately for you to understand that when you choose fear, you may as well go pew pew in your booty. Every time you choose fear, unless it is a rational fear, you are careening off the edge. There's a bullet coming to you. Unless it is a rational fear, like I should probably not put my hand near the table saw while it's on. You must learn to feel your heart, to feel your body. You must remember, you are full spectrum. There is a little bit of you that is just in the future potential, just expanded into the future potential. You can ask your future potential energy, do I need to be panicked? Do I need to be panicked? And if you get good at connecting to that very subtle, extra extended part of you that is just in the emerging field, you would call the future, you will find most of the time it's not bad at all. In fact, it will be unexpectedly different than what you are imagining. But when you choose fear, you are addressing yourself towards a more fearful experience. And it is just a mechanism. It is not part of your ego. It is not part of who you are. It is just a challenge and an opportunity for you to exert your free will on a curious system that wishes to learn and evolve with you. The more you hit trust, the more you can manifest the things. Perhaps not the yacht, perhaps you don't need the yacht, but the peace where you don't want the yacht because it's too much to take care of. You're so happy and comfortable hanging out with your friends, doing vacations, or something more enjoyable. We all have the concept, yes, as humans, oh, the yacht, or the mansion, or the money. And by say we, I mean the host, because the host is, well, they're allowing me to say this, the host is just as guilty as the rest of you for wanting money, because money, it's not about the money, is it, loves? It's about the security, isn't it? Money has replaced the concept of secure energy. Done by design. It was a cruel design from my opinion. But you must understand that the truest form of money is universal trust in yourself, which means you not only trust who you are, what you are, why you are, but the fact that you are creating the next step of your reality. And you may have many steps to go to get to where you will feel like, okay, money is a thing. I use it to get a Snickers bar. From, I need it so bad, I can't live without, I'm starving of it, I can't breathe enough because I don't have the money. There is a process. Use the process of trust. Use the process of learning to reach to your future self. You may even do it as, all right, future self, how will I feel about this after this event is done? And when you have the successes, you have just become your future self. You must honor the contract of requesting data from your future self by giving that data to your past self. If you ask future self, and you might want to stick to just eminent stuff, things that are eminently emerging, that you can see the patterns are coming to you. Like, I have to make a bank call. What should I feel about? And then you make the bank call and things happen. You should tell your past self because the question happened. Why? It is not because the information won't necessarily travel back to you in time, but because what you are doing is enforcing it. Now, if something bad happens, don't say it like, oh my God, it's so horrible. No, say, this is the lesson I learned. This is the lesson I learned and how I could do it better. Make it into at least a neutral to positive experience. If you can do that, even though it didn't work out the way you wanted it to, it will reinforce your addressing towards the way you want to go regardless. What happens is not as important as how you choose to perceive it. Okay? What you do with it emotionally, that is what matters, lovies. It is all about the alignment and telling your reality how you want to proceed with it. If you learn from it, and you allow the learning to be the positive takeaway, at least there's the positive takeaway. Anything can be positive. I lost my job. I've got free time to do things that I need to do, to think about things I need to think about, and to find a better job. Yes, it might be terrifying in the sense of financials, but you can't help the fact you lost your job. But you can help the fact that you can either see it as a terrifying burden or as an escape to unleash more potential through you. If you lose something, that means there is now space to fill it. And you can job hunt while you fill it. It has been of great joy. We are of the Lyran Council ZeTe. We oversee much of that system and now humanity as it is now breaching into a point of vibrational cognition where it can understand the ZeTe. System of the ZeTe will come on the 44. With that, we bid you well, and we love you.